Really the earliest memory for me was a fellow by the name of Jay Walgamuth called me up and says, hey, they're doing some kind of hunt over here in El Dorado in Butler County. I can get you some places to turkey hunt if you wanted to be a guide. And I go, tell me more. And he goes, well, Mike Hayden's putting it together and everything. And I liked him as the governor. And I said, well, I've been turkey hunting for a couple of years. And I just said, all right. And I met these other landowners, which incidentally, all of my original landowners, they are all still landowners for me. That's how I got involved and had a great hunt that first year. It was so hot that I just never forget it. It was like 90 degrees and my celebrity didn't get a bird that time. His name was Mike Stewart. He was the president of the Kansas Turkey Federation, which was not associated with the National Wild Turkey Federation back then. But we had a great day, and I just remember being at the 4-H building that evening, and I go, you know, this thing might have a chance to make a go of it. So it's been my pleasure these last so many years to be a part of it.
I know you guided Fletcher Bell one time. Tell us that story.
Actually, I had Fletcher Bell for 2 years. The first year that I had him, and for those of you who don't know, he was the insurance commissioner for the state of Kansas. I had a nice telephone conversation with him. Back in those days, you only could get a permit for one turkey. And he went out there on the opening day and shot it. So I didn't get to guide him because he had already, fulfilled his tag. The next year, we got together. It was a tough year. I remember the wind was blowing terribly, and we were over on Frank Duvenal's land, and we hadn't got one. It was in the afternoon, and I could see Fletcher. Fletcher was kind of interested in making sure he got back in the afternoon so he could watch golf on TV. And I said, Fletcher, I'm going to go over to this other field and scout around a little bit, and that box call that you have, I've taught you how to do it and all and everything, and every 15 minutes just make a call, and I'll be back in about 45 minutes. So I walked off to go observe these other fields, and about 20 minutes later I hear this boom, and I go, well, no other sounds. And so I hightailed it back there, and I saw the turkey out there in the middle of the field, and I saw him over there, and he was sitting there, and I go, you did it, Fletcher, you did it. And he was so enthused that he had called up on his little box call a turkey and got one. And of course he had to tell me that he thought I was full of BS when I had left him all by himself. But it was just an epiphany for him, and just was so, what a happy occasion that was, and just proud of him for doing what was required. And I'm sure he never forgot it. I certainly didn't. It really has helped in my evolution as a person on God's green earth here. The getting ready, the making sure I've got my hotel reservations, making lists, making sure that all of my turkey hunting equipment is together, making sure I've got my landowners contacted and getting things going. And the relationships that you build, it's soul searching really. And where can you come every year and meet your family? And that was one of the evolutions that we had when we segued from the governor's hunt to the Kansas One Shot. I was on both boards as we went. And when we voted not to continue the governor's hunt, and it was like, I'm going to miss this. Well, thankfully, Steve Seymour and Jared Nichols and we met at a gas station there in Eureka, and I go, I ain't done. And they said, we ain't either. And I get a call from Mike Hayden and says, let's keep it going. And the body of work it just refines you as a person, I think. And certainly being out there in the great wilds of Kansas, you're just thankful for everything that God gives us here. So it's been really growing for me, and I'm going to keep doing it until the day I die if I can. So the impact of having these people come to Kansas thinking that we're just a flyover state, that to let them experience really the soul of the breadbasket of the country, to see what the opportunities are for here, not only for developing industry and things like that, but the quality of the people here. It's just such a helping culture that I don't think there's a person that ever came to this hunt that didn't leave that said, I really liked it there, and that the people were genuine, and they not only had a good time, but they just felt appreciated. I think it's been great for Kansas, and certainly for me, getting to know all these people around here in Butler County, it's been fulfilling. Certainly one of the biggest characters I ever met was a girl by the name of Patty Hayden when we went out. She was not, I would say, the most robust hunter, but we came in and had lunch on the first day of the hunt, and we were going back out, and we passed by a thrift store, and she goes, "Pull over." We pulled over, went in full camo to the thrift shop. She bought Mike a nice suit and a few other trinkets. It's the first time I've ever been, actually the last time I've been to a thrift shop in my camouflage as well. But certainly it would go without saying, when I first met Claiborne Darden Jr., he owned a company called Darden Research, Inc. He just did a lot of product marketing research and things like that. He was a good old Southern boy that really knew how to turkey hunt. He was on the board of the National Wild Turkey Federation at the time. We spent about 22 years hunting together, learning not only about turkey hunting, but about life. He was quite successful, and I tried to absorb as much as I could from him. And it was just fantastic. And of course, all the country and music stars that came in there, Hank Thompson and little Jimmy Dickens. I like little Jimmy. I'm not standing up, so I'm not very tall, so little Jimmy and I saw eye to eye on things. And there's just been so many people over the years, hundreds really. It's just been my pleasure to know them all. Really over the last couple of years, because of this enthusiasm that we've had, that I developed with Mike and with Steve and Jared and the rest of the board, that enthusiasm breeds momentum. We've refocused ourselves to doing good in the community. When you're doing good in the community, you can keep doing it. I think we're going to just grow and keep doing new things and benefiting not only this community in general, but the world at large. I really think that the hunt will manifest itself. You know, life ebbs and flows, just like the old tide twice in every 24 hours. But I think the future of this hunt is quite robust, and I think it's going to make a difference in the world. The people that I've met, it's worth so much more than their weight in gold. This life flies, and having the opportunity to meet so many people, refine my woodsmanship out in the wilds, I just think that, and I appreciate the guys I'm guiding now, Joe Bazone and Chris Kobach. It's like good old schoolboys again, you know, as we go. Just so appreciative to be part of the board, and I'm the little guy that's really short that has the makeup on. So if anybody wants to know who old Doc Rensner is, that's the fellas. So I just thank you all.